is dealing with a poison, like if they've drunk bleach or if they've been bitten by a snake or something like that, that's a situation where you really don't want to have more blood circulation. You want to slow it down for a bit so that the poison won't circulate so fast. So that's one situation where I wouldn't use it. Except after the poison's been dealt with, the person is stable, they're okay, then you can use cayenne later, after the fact, to help them recover. But I wouldn't use it if someone's just been bitten or swallowed something. There are other things to use for that, like charcoal and plantain. And we'll talk about those more later, but any poison internally, charcoal, and that's usually what the poison control centers will recommend for most poisons. And any poison externally, I'd use a lot of plantain, fresh or plantain ointment, and once that's out of their system and they're okay and the poison's no longer a concern, then you can use the cayenne to help build them back up. But I wouldn't use it while they're dealing with the poison. So that's the one and only exception to the situation. If you have a circulation problem like cold hands and feet, a poultice, which is just a thin paste, and put it on your hands and feet. And I would, you could do straight cayenne, but you know, that I think would mean you're just a glutton for punishment or kind of sadistic or something. So you probably don't want to put a paste straight on unless it is really an emergency and you need something to act really fast, really fast. And so normal situations, I've had people with cold hands or cold feet say, you know, is there anything I can do? And I told them just take about a half a cup of flour, just any kind of flour, doesn't matter, or, you know, cornmeal, whatever's on hand, and put several shakes of cayenne pepper in it, and then make a paste of that. And that way you'll get the benefit of the cayenne, but it won't be quite so intense, and the flour will hold it in place. And usually you do that just once, and your circulation's back to normal again, and you don't have to do it again. That's what happens most of the time. If you need to do a second or third time, fine, it won't hurt at all. But usually it works after one time. If your feet are very cold, like if you do a lot of work outside in the winter, or if you like to ski, if you're just going outside and you tend to have cold feet anyway, what you can do is take a little, and I emphasize a little bit of cayenne, and you might even want to use a milder type. The kind that you can get at the grocery store is pretty mild. And you can use that and just sprinkle a small amount inside your socks. You can even sprinkle this inside your gloves. And you might even want to make a powder mix with cayenne and ginger powder to mellow out the cayenne a little bit. And just sprinkle a small amount in your gloves or in your socks. And when your skin starts sweating, the pores open, and you start to absorb these herbs into the bloodstream. I had someone do this just one time in one of their socks, and they left the other one undone just to see what kind of a difference it would be. And the foot that had the cayenne treatment, it absolutely refused to get cold for about 2 years after that. And this is just after one treatment. So it opened up the circulation enough. She didn't have a cold foot on that side of her body for about 2 years afterwards, and she went out in cold weather a lot. And the other foot would get cold, the one that she didn't treat. It would get cold just like she was accustomed to having it get cold. So this is something that you can really bring the blood wherever it needs to be. Whenever you think of blood in any context, think of cayenne pepper, and there's probably something that the cayenne can do to help in any situation involving blood or circulation.